In this video, I'm going to teach you guys the correct way to play double or single claw on an Xbox controller or a PS4 controller. Let's get started. Guys, I just want to let you know that 94% of people that watch my YouTube videos are not subscribed to my channel. So if you guys can drop a like on this video and hit the sub button for the one time, it would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to use my sporty creator code KenBeans in the Fortnite item shop as well. So I have played on the Microsoft Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, which is this right here. Some of the features on it are the magnetic analog sticks that you can take off and put new ones on. And you can also adjust how sensitive these things are. If you have this key here, you can just screw it in and just tighten or loosen it. Another thing that this controller has that I really like is the fact that you can take off this D-pad and put your own on if you really want to, but I just keep this one. It's also magnetic as well, which makes it really cool. Now, when it comes to the PS4 controller that I used to use, this is it right here. These analog sticks are obviously very basic and there's nothing fancy to this controller at all. The good news for you guys on normal PS4 controllers is that it's really easy to play double claw on here. All you have to do is just adjust your hands like this. There's a lot of pro players that play on double claw as well. And the main thing is that if you guys really want, you could buy a control freak, those pink control freaks, and then just put it on the right analog stick so your aim is a little better. Now, those aren't necessary, but they might help. I have never really tested it. Honestly, it felt a little awkward with me, but I gave up in a couple days and I had to give it back to my friend. So with that being said, try it on your own risk. But there's a lot of pros that do it, so I would probably recommend it if you're starting out for the first time. I would recommend only putting it on your aiming analog stick, which is your right analog stick, this one right here. This one will help you snap to targets faster with a higher sense and will just allow you to be a little bit better. So if you really want, spend the $15 or the 12 bucks and put it on your right analog stick. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to play claw on both controllers. Let's get into it right now. The first thing I want to mention is that there's a lot of people saying about how your wrists are going to kill you when you play claw and that your hands are at risk and blah blah, yeah, whatever. I don't agree with that. As long as your hands are not in a tight C position like this, then you're fine. You don't have to worry about it because your hand is very loose when you play claw, which means that it's pretty much like a relaxed, it's pretty much just like a relaxed grip. I'm just putting it on the controller and I'm moving the buttons like this and I'm hitting them like this. It's really not stressful, or there's not a lot of tension, I should say, on your hands. It's very simple. So when you're holding the PS4 controller normally, this is what it looks like, and you press the buttons like this. I'm not going to go over the benefits of claw because I'm pretty sure everyone knows the benefits by now. If you don't, leave a comment and I'll probably just tell you. Now, all you got to do when you're holding the controller like normal, you rotate your wrist inwards like this, which allows you to give you room to put your pointer fingers on the buttons. And now your middle fingers are responsible for hitting L1 and L2 and then R1 and R2. Never ever press a trigger with your index fingers. That's bad habit. Don't do that. You want to drill it into your head that your pointer fingers are used for these buttons and your middle fingers are used for triggers only. Now, one thing you want to notice is that when I have to come down and press these buttons down here or this button down here, I have to adjust my middle fingers by pulling them downward so it doesn't cause too much tension in my wrist or my hand. It makes these buttons easier to press, and at fast speed, you just press it quick and then go back to the button that you want to press. The only time this is stress on your hands is when you have to press the X button and then you have to press RT at the same time. This motion right here is really difficult to do at the same time. You have to get used to it. Keep in mind your hands are really not used to this position. You just have to get used to flexing them that way. That way it will allow you to do these things. With practice, I promise you it will come. Switching back over to the Xbox controller. This is the main controller that I play on right now. So all you want to do when you're starting on the Xbox one is put your index finger like this, put it on the B, and then put your thumb here. Make sure your wrist is turned in a little bit, but your index finger is kind of flat. So if you notice, I make a C, and then I have enough room to hit the triggers with my middle finger and then press the buttons with my index finger. And now this hand, if I wanted to do it, it's the same thing. All you do is turn your wrist in. See, but this is the reason why you can't play double claw on Xbox, is because when you rotate your fingers in, your thumb is not in control of the analog stick, which makes it really hard to aim. So what you have to do is just play normal. I really don't know anyone who plays double claw on Xbox. You literally might be crazy. So like I said, all you do is just rotate your wrist in, put it like this, and you can press the buttons. The next thing I want to talk about is grip and actually getting used to holding it this way. I really want to make sure that you guys should be applying a decent amount of pressure, not too much, but make sure it's snug in your hands. Don't play loose, really. Make sure it's snug like this in your hands. That way it will give you better grip and will allow you to just grab the buttons better. Just make sure you're kind of pushing in a little bit. That way you get used to like how to hold it correctly, and that way it doesn't fall out of your hands and stuff like that. This is something that was a big problem. I kind of held the controller loosely because I was afraid of my wrist, and it ended up making me a little worse. Once I figured out that I can hold the controller tight with my palms like this and then just rest my fingers on it very lightly, it became way easier for me. The very next thing that goes for both consoles is no matter what you do, make sure that you're playing smooth. Now that you have the full ability of all movement while pressing all the buttons at once, you should be able to drop smoothly on stuff like this. Really smooth. Make sure you're not rigid and you're not choppy in your movement like this. You want to have smooth editing, smooth everything. Now this just comes with practice, but just keep that in mind as you're practicing, because you want to be like Razer. He's a really good example of how to play smooth and quick and effective. So the very last thing is something that I want to recommend to you guys, and that is if you're trying to practice and get better at claw and double claw or single claw, whatever the case may be, you really want to make sure that you try not to get frustrated. It's hard for everyone. Trust me, I was terrible at it. I'm slowly getting better and still have these blocks in my head where like I hate doing it, but I know that if I stick with it, I'll be way better and way more efficient at the game. So common mistakes that I want to point out to you guys so that you know not to get frustrated. So these are mistakes that literally happen to everyone, and these are the main reasons why people stop playing claw or double claw. Now the main reason is the fact that they can't get used to pressing jump with their index finger rather than their thumb, and it triggers the hell out of them. Now the next reason is they say that it's really uncomfortable and that they don't like it and they prefer the old one. This is because your hands are not used to it yet. You need to give it a solid 3 weeks, 2 weeks before you really feel more comfortable playing claw than you do normal. I used to play normal all my life. I'm 20 years old now. I switched last year and I love it so much more. The next reason is a reason that I could see people actually not wanting to do it, but I just want to let you guys know that this reason doesn't affect everyone the same way. This is the fact that it actually hurts their hands and it makes their hands feel tight and stuff like that. Now, if you guys are having this problem, just keep in mind it's like a workout for your hands. Imagine doing this all day, or imagine doing bicep curls or a bench. Your muscles actually get tired after doing it for a couple reps. As long as you keep putting in the practice, you'll literally get better at it over time, and your muscles and your hands will get stronger and it will feel more comfortable. The most important thing you guys are gonna need is a hand stretch. I promise you this will help you drastically. I got this from my doctor. He's a damn demigod. What you do is you come here, you bring your hands together like you're praying. Make sure that your hands are tight at the bottom and you bring it up, good posture with your back straight. You come like you're praying and elbows high in the air, and then put your hands down on your chest, but make sure that if you see my palms here, they're tight, and you should feel it all along your arm, this tendon right here, as well as your pinky as well. Other stretches include pulling your hands back like this. That really helps a lot as well. These will drastically help your finger movements and make you feel way more reactive to stuff. I promise you it helps. As I quickly show you guys my settings for my controller, I just want to tell you that you should have a faster sense than you might think. I think that having a quick sense on controller will help you with editing and box fighting. It's really important to balance the fact that you have a smooth sense as well. I think that's heavily slept on when it comes to Fortnite. Overall, I'm really not sure which controller I like more, the Xbox or the PS4, but I think that the best one is honestly PS4 normal at the moment. If you play double claw on that, I think you can get really cracked as long as your controller doesn't have any bugs with it. Don't forget to keep practicing, keep your head up, learn claw. I promise you, you're gonna thank me in the long run. And if I actually did motivate you guys to try claw, make sure you try double claw if you're on PS4 or single claw if you're on the Xbox controller, and drop a comment in the comment section letting me know that you guys are actually motivated to do this yourself. If you guys have any further questions regarding this, don't forget you can come through on the Twitch chat or join me in my Discord server as well. We got a lot of active people in there. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you actually like the video. Don't forget to hit the sub button as well, because 94% of you guys are not subscribed. Use my supporter creator code KEMBEANS in the Fortnite item shop for some good luck. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a good night. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Deuces. Peace.